Okay, now let us talk about why we should not be eating chicken or turkey. Now, with everything that we do, we need to exercise critical thinking. We need to connect the dots and most definitely ask questions. And when it comes on to chicken and turkey, and you see the popularity of both of these meat, you realize that the deception is indeed very real and it got many layers. Someone spent a whole lot of time to make sure chicken and turkey is as popular as it is, right? Now, before we get into the evidence, let us read this from the Bible. Philippians 3:18 to 19. For many of whom I have often told you, and now tell you even with tears, walk as enemies of the cross of Christ. Their end is destruction, and their God is their belly, and they glory in their shame, with mindset on earthly things. Now, pay attention to verse 19, where it says that their God is their belly, and they glory in their shame. Now, gone are the days when people used to hide their shame. Now, they put it up for all to see, they glorify it, and that is what society is all about today. That is the season we are in, where we glorify our shame, right? Now, let us get into this evidence as to why we should not be eating chicken or turkey. Someone has gone through a whole lot of trouble to make sure that this deception continues. Right? How do you get to contaminate an entire bloodline, an entire set of people? Right? Now, all of this sparked with a poster I saw on Instagram, and someone was comparing a turkey to a vulture, and light bulbs went off, because as a child I would observe chicken and turkey as they would just clean the earth. They would just pick and eat just about every and anything. Right? So I go searching. Now, I have an article here from the University of Kent, and it's dated the 12th of December 2014. Chickens closer to dinosaurs than other birds. Now, new research suggests that chickens have experienced fewer gross genomic changes than other birds as they evolve from their dinosaur ancestors. Darren Griffin, a team at the university's School of Bioscience, have conducted research that suggests that chromosomes of chicken and turkey lineage have undergone the fewest number of changes compared to their ancient avian ancestor, thought to be a feathered dinosaur. Now, before you all fall over laughing, understand that this is the work of the fallen. Right? This is the mixing and mingling of the seed, and it is a very clever plan. Let us continue with this article. The Kent research is part of a study by a consortium of leading scientists into avian or bird genome, which tells a story of species evolution. Now, evolution is just the mixing and mingling of the seed. That is how science is using to explain what went on thousands of years ago. Right? Let us continue. The living descendants of dinosaurs were thought to have undergone a rapid burst of evolution after most dinosaur species were wiped out. The detailed family tree of modern birds has, however, confused biologists for centuries, and the molecular details of how birds arrived at the spectacular biodiversity of more than 10,000 species is barely known. Now, I'm here to fill in the gaps. Right? And understand that the fallen were here before the days of Noah and after the days of Noah. Right? And a lot of you laugh at the science of paleontology. It's nothing to laugh at. These scientists were definitely onto something. They do not understand it completely, but over here we do not laugh at anyone's work, their opinions, Their arguments, we do not laugh because we know the deception, right? Now, let us turn to a book that is not in the Bible, and it is the book of Jubilees, chapter 7, verse 24. And listen to this. After this, they sinned against the beast and birds, and all that moved and walked on the earth. And much blood was shed on the earth, and men continually desire only what was useless and evil. Now, this is telling us what the fallen was up to, and how they sin against the creatures of the Most High Creator. Right? They were mixing and mingling the seed. Another further evidence that we can find is from the book of Joshua. And it is Joshua chapter 4 verses 18, right? And it says, and their judges and rulers went to the daughters of men and took their wives by force from their husband, according to their choice. And the sons of men in those days took from the cattle of the earth, the beasts of the fields, and the fowls of the air, and taught the mixture of animals of one species with the other, in order therewith to provoke the Lord. And God saw the whole earth, and it was corrupted, for all flesh had corrupted its way on the earth, and all men and all animals. So there you have it, another piece of evidence letting you know what went on before the days of Noah, during Noah's time, and after. They were mixing and mingling the seed, and these giant gods, right, created giant monsters. They know exactly what they are doing. When you consume chicken and turkey, you are taking communion from the fallen. That's what you are doing. No wonder our children and parts of society is absolutely crazy. Remember a couple of years ago when they got this chicken sandwich craze with Popeye's chicken and Chick-fil-A? No, connect the dots, because they make chicken so easily accessible to particular community, right? And that is why, because it is a corrupted, unclean, toxic flesh, and that is why it is fed primarily to the black community. Don't be fooled by it, right? Your T.Rex did turn into your chicken, right? This is one time that I'm going to stand beside the science. They do not understand it, but we over here, we understand and recognize spiritual wickedness, no matter which direction it is coming from. Right? And another thing you need to know about the chicken and your turkey, right, is that the domestication of the turkey, right, happens with the Aztec as well. And it also happened with the Anasazi Four Corner region. So we have two tribes that is affiliated with the fallen. Right? The Aztecs and their bloodthirsty gods domesticated the turkey as well, and the Anasazi Indians as well. And they both have histories connecting them to these wicked, cruel gods. Understand that turkey and chicken is a very clever trick by the enemy. Right? Very clever. And these birds, their flesh is unclean. They are 10 times worse than eating pig. And I'm not sending any of you to go and eat pig, but I'm letting you know chicken and turkey is worse than pig. No wonder in particular culture, China, they eat mostly pig than chicken and turkey. Somehow I feel they realize that it is even more toxic. We need to pray and say glory be to the Most High.